Over 900 years ago, on a May night in 1110, medieval chroniclers recorded something extraordinary. The moon simply vanished from the sky. It wasn't hidden by clouds, nor was it a typical eclipse. The stars remained visible, twinkling brightly in the darkness. But where the full moon should have been, there was nothing but an eerie blank space. This complete disappearance puzzled observers for centuries, and similar phenomena continue to captivate us today. The mystery of the vanishing moon. Every month, we expect to see the moon following its predictable cycle in our night sky. It's such a constant presence that when it appears to disappear, it catches our attention immediately. But what exactly causes these disappearances? The most common explanation is a lunar eclipse, which occurs when Earth comes between the sun and the moon, casting its shadow over the lunar surface. During a total lunar eclipse, the moon typically doesn't vanish completely, but instead turns a coppery red color, what we often call a blood moon. This reddish hue appears because Earth's atmosphere filters sunlight, scattering blue light while allowing red wavelengths to pass through and reach the moon's surface. However, not all lunar disappearances are created equal. Sometimes the moon can seem to vanish almost completely, as happened in that infamous 1110 incident when, according to the Peterborough Chronicle, the moon was so completely extinguished withal that neither light, nor orb, nor anything at all of it was seen. British astronomer George Frederick Chambers later classified this as a black eclipse, where the moon becomes entirely invisible instead of displaying the usual coppery color. The volcanic connection. After centuries of speculation, scientists have finally uncovered the likely explanation for the 1110 event. And it's not what early astronomers thought. A 2020 study published in Scientific Reports revealed that the moon's mysterious vanishing act was probably caused by a series of volcanic eruptions between 1108 and 1110. By analyzing ice cores from Iceland and Antarctica, researchers determined that a forgotten cluster of volcanic events released massive clouds of ash and aerosols into the atmosphere. The prime suspect? Mount Asama in Japan, which erupted violently in 1108, continuing through October of that year. A Japanese diary entry from that time described a fire at the top of the volcano, a thick layer of ash in the governor's garden, calling it a very strange and rare thing. These volcanic aerosols created a veil high in the atmosphere that completely obscured the moon while leaving many stars visible, exactly matching the medieval description. Moreover, these eruptions had far-reaching effects beyond just hiding the moon. They disrupted global climate patterns, causing the disastrous year of cold, wet weather, crop failures, and famine mentioned in the same chronicles. Cultural interpretations of lunar disappearances. Throughout history, cultures worldwide have viewed lunar eclipses and disappearances with a mixture of awe, fear, and spiritual significance. Many ancient societies interpreted these events as omens or indications of cosmic disorder. The Inca, for instance, believed that a lunar eclipse occurred when a jaguar attacked and devoured the moon, explaining the reddish color often seen during eclipses. Fearing that this celestial jaguar might come to Earth to eat people after finishing its lunar meal, they would make loud noises, shake spears at the sky, and even beat their dogs to make them howl, hoping to scare the predator away. Other cultures associated the moon and its cycles with death and rebirth. The moon's rhythmic disappearance and reappearance connected it with the land of the dead, the place to which souls ascend after death, and the power of rebirth. During eclipses or the dark phase of the lunar cycle, many societies observed strict taboos against starting new ventures or creative activities. How to witness a disappearing moon. While you won't likely see a black eclipse like the one in 1110, unless we experience similar significant volcanic activity, you can witness regular lunar eclipses that temporarily erase the moon from our night sky. During a total lunar eclipse, you can watch as Earth's shadow gradually covers the lunar surface. The process begins when the moon enters Earth's outer shadow, penumbra, creating a subtle darkening. The real show starts when it moves into the darker inner shadow, umbra, appearing as if a bite is being taken out of the moon. As totality approaches, the moon takes on that distinctive reddish-orange glow. Unlike solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are completely safe to view with the naked eye and can be seen from anywhere on the night side of Earth. They also last much longer. A total lunar eclipse can continue for up to 107 minutes, giving you plenty of time to observe and photograph the event. To capture a lunar eclipse on camera, use a tripod to keep your camera steady if possible. Use a telephoto lens to get a closer view. Experiment with different exposure settings as the brightness changes dramatically during the eclipse. Consider taking multiple shots throughout the event to create a time-lapse sequence. The astronomical rarity that captivates us. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of lunar disappearances is how they connect us to our ancestors across time. When we look up at an eclipsed moon today, we're sharing an experience with countless generations who witnessed the same phenomenon with wonder and sometimes fear. The 1110 black eclipse reminds us that even familiar celestial events can sometimes behave in unexpected ways. Scientists now understand that volcanic aerosols were responsible for that unusual disappearance, creating atmospheric conditions that completely obscured the moon while leaving stars visible. This knowledge helps explain other historical accounts of unusually dark eclipses that puzzled observers. Modern observations have confirmed that particularly dark lunar eclipses can still occur when significant amounts of dust or volcanic material are present in Earth's atmosphere. The amount of refracted light reaching the moon during an eclipse, and thus its brightness and color, depends directly on atmospheric conditions, making each eclipse unique. Our enduring fascination with the moon. The moon has been a constant companion in our night sky, influencing human culture, science, and mythology throughout our existence. When it seemingly disappears, whether through natural cycles, eclipses, or rarer phenomena like the 1110 event, it reminds us of the dynamic nature of our cosmic environment. Next time you have the opportunity to witness a lunar eclipse, take a moment to appreciate both the scientific understanding we now have and the rich cultural history surrounding these events. Consider how people throughout time interpreted what they saw, and how their observations gradually led to our current knowledge. Join the lunar watching community. Have you ever witnessed a lunar eclipse or another unusual moon phenomenon? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. Share your stories, photos, or questions about lunar observations.